In Young Sheldon Season 7, George's unnoticed influence on the Big Bang Theory is revealed during the mayhem caused by Mary and Sheldon's arrival from Germany. In Young Sheldon Season 7, George's hidden influence on the Big Bang Theory is shown. The storyline of the prequel can now proceed for the Coopers as Sheldon and Mary, having returned to Texas after a few months in Germany, are getting situated. The family has already experienced a lot, even if Young Sheldon Season 7 isn't nearly halfway over. Notably, George is cleared in Sheldon's infidelity scandal from the Big Bang Theory, which is one of the major milestones for its patriarch. Now, the character's death is the only storyline left for him in the program. Over the course of the Big Bang Theory's 12 years, every member of the Cooper family at its center made visits to Sheldon in Pasadena. Since George was already dead before the events of the main program began, he is the only one who didn't make a visible appearance. Although the method of his death was kept secret, it was clearly proven that he had died. It is now up to young Sheldon to investigate. As seen in Young Sheldon Season 7, Episode 5 of Frankenstein's Monster and a Crazy Church Guy, the Cooper patriarchs have a significant storyline influence on the Big Bang Theory, even though they are not present. She felt a little uncomfortable when Mary came home. Sheldon's mother had nothing to do when Missy took the lead and created a routine where everyone pitched in. As she had promised while they were exchanging letters during her stay in Germany, Mary becomes restless after spending time with her spouse. It's then that she notices an advertisement for a brand new megachurch on television. She decided to leave her church in Medford, Texas when Pastor Jeff kicked her out because of Georgie and Mandy's unplanned pregnancy, but she doesn't waver in her Catholic beliefs. Regretfully, Mary's new church has demands, particularly about monetary contributions. She is free to follow her convictions, but George doesn't think she has made a big enough contribution. He claims that it's really a fraud in addition to pointing out that they can't afford it. Mima stands behind George, but Mary refuses to change, so her husband decides to take matters into his own hands and contacts Pastor Jeff. Before Mary completely succumbs to the allure of an exploitative religion, the patriarch of Cooper tries to persuade him to take her back. Mary eventually ends herself returning to her former religious group. After missing the Season 5 premiere, the Cooper matriarch, Mima, Missy, and even George attend church at the conclusion of Young Sheldon Season 7, Episode 5 of Frankenstein's Monster and a Crazy Church Guy. If Mary will take back her previous position as an administrator, that much is unknown. In any case, this good change in her life may be attributed to her spouse. Pastor Jeff probably wouldn't have even thought of wooing Mary back if he hadn't meddled and had a different intent. In the Big Bang Theory, every Cooper family member was somewhat worse. All of them were no longer one-note personalities once Sheldon the younger softened them all. There has been much discussion over the years over the disparity in George's portrayal. The prequel shows him as a flawed but loving family guy, while Sheldon and Mary in the nerd-focused sitcom painted him as a bad father figure. Nevertheless, the discrepancy between the portrayals of Mary must also be investigated, particularly in light of young Sheldon's recent revelations. Although the CBS family comedy drama has kept some of the characters' defining characteristics, young Mary is less harsh or judgmental in her beliefs. Her faith served as a rationale for her poor behavior, allowing her to freely express her biases in the Big Bang Theory. To Sheldon's closest friends for years, Penny, Howard, and Raj, she was sexist, racist, and anti-Semitic. During their flight to Pasadena for Amy's and her twins' wedding, Missy was even more ashamed of her mother's behavior. Mary follows this route when she decides to resume her Christian practice in Young Sheldon. In Young Sheldon Season 7, the Coopers have finally found stability after a trying year. Missy is back to her typical but less innocent teen hijinks, while Sheldon is doing well at East Texas Tech and Georgie and Mandy are doing well as a couple and new parents to baby Cease. Ultimately, it appears that the deeper problems ailing George and Mary's marriage have been resolved. Sadly, this tranquility won't endure for too long. As was previously said, Young Sheldon Season 7 will see George's death at some point, which will drastically change how the family lives. Regarding the Coopers' response to George's approaching death, not much is known. Having saying that, Georgie did admit on the Big Bang Theory that Mary was too distraught to function, which is why he had to take over the family's care. As seen in the program, the Cooper matriarch has a tendency to see her life's experiences as a form of divine retribution or reward. In Young Sheldon Season 7 Episode 5, that is precisely what occurs. Mary can interpret George's passing as a call to further her devotion to her faith. Young Sheldon Season 7 is not airing right now. There are just 9 episodes remaining until the show's official conclusion in May, having already published 5 episodes. The prequel must carry out George's death as quickly as possible because there is not much time left. In this manner, the program still has time to get past the tragedy and prepare for a less somber ending. This means that in the upcoming Young Sheldon episodes, George's death might occur at any point. Given that his death is purportedly unexpected, the fact that there is no need for more setup just heightens the horror. It wouldn't matter if it occurred right before an impending excursion, it would still be disastrous. The way young Sheldon continues the tale after such a great tragedy is what makes George's passing more intriguing.